If you have seen a bunch of videos on your For You page or anywhere on social media the past year where people are talking about quitting their 9 to 5s thanks to TikTok Shop, well, today I'm going to teach you guys how to actually make money with TikTok Shop. Now, if you guys are new around here, hello, my name is Sydney, and at 21 years old, I've been able to make $200,000 profit in a single month. And thanks to that, as you guys can see with this amazing view behind me, I'm currently at the Swiss Alps in Switzerland. That's why I'm making this video, because I didn't have time to film it when I was back home. That's why the setup is a little bit different. So I hope you guys don't mind the background noise, and I hope you guys can still hear me. In my previous videos, a lot of people are getting confused, like, do I go to a website? Do I download the app? Like, how do I actually get started with TikTok Shop? That brings us to our first point. What exactly is TikTok Shop if you're not already familiar with it? So as many of you guys already know, TikTok as a platform is a short form content platform where if you scroll on the For You feed, you are given content that you like. Now, the difference with TikTok Shop is now you have entertainment plus a e-commerce platform and a marketplace, which essentially means it's kind of like Amazon that is integrated into TikTok. Now, the reason why this is extremely beneficial is because it minimizes the shopping funnel, right? So when you're a regular consumer that goes on TikTok for entertainment, you end up buying things that you originally didn't expect needing, wanting to buy, or maybe it solves a problem that you already have, but you weren't always thinking about it. Now, what makes TikTok Shop different than other e-commerce platforms is that, for example, if a customer goes on Amazon, they already know what they want to buy. Whereas with TikTok, because people are going on the app for entertainment, sometimes they don't even realize that either A, they have a problem and that this product can solve that problem, or B, maybe they did have a problem, but they're just not always thinking about it consciously, and then now because of how you marketed this product via storytelling, now it brought even more awareness to their problem, like, oh, okay, so I guess this is the solution to my problem, and that your product solves that solution. And so after the customer is more aware, because not only did you take their problem from the subconscious mind to the conscious mind, you also highlighted what their specific problem is and the solution to that specific problem and the product to that specific solution. Now they're more likely to buy if, for example, you actually provided sources, you showed proof, and you're actually credible and you're trustworthy. So to summarize what I said, essentially TikTok Shop is just like a no-brainer way to sell products in 2025, just because of how literally it minimizes the marketing funnel from the viewer or the customer wanting to buy products, with everything just built in the app. Like, you watch a video, you just click that orange shopping cart and it takes you straight to the checkout page. And on top of that, you also have like the Apple Pay one tap pay. So it even makes it so much faster to buy things on TikTok Shop. Now, the biggest question, how do you actually make money with TikTok Shop? Now, with TikTok Shop, this is either a question on, are you going to be a creator or are you going to be a seller, or the different content styles. I'm going to be talking about specifically TikTok Shop for brand owners, so TikTok Shop seller or TikTok Shop affiliate for content creators. So if you're somebody that doesn't really have any skills and you're brand new to internet money, then I highly recommend TikTok Shop affiliate for creators, because the best part is you can literally get started with just a phone. And unlike other business models, you need to have a warehouse, you need to have inventory, you need to have a lot of money as a startup capital, a bunch of other moving pieces. And on top of that, like, for example, one of the popular side hustles out there is drop shipping. What most people don't tell you is that with drop shipping, there's so many skills involved. You need to learn how to make a high converting website. You need to properly source products. You need to know how to negotiate with your manufacturers. You also need to figure out, how are you going to get customers to your website? Are you going to do it organic, or are you going to do it with ads? If you're broke and you don't have any skills, you can't do ads because you don't have any money and you don't know how to run ads. The next best option is literally running organic content, but that's another set of skills, which brings us to TikTok Shop, because with TikTok Shop for affiliate creators, that's the only skill you need to learn, is learning how to make high converting viral content, which is one of the main key pieces with dropshipping. Now, I know dropshipping is extremely glorified just because, like, oh, I'm running my own business, I'm moving inventory, things like that. But what most people don't tell you is that to actually make money with dropshipping, you need to have either a 2 to 3x markup. And so whenever you see like a 100K dashboard screenshot from a dropshipper, that's not even profit, that's revenue. They're probably only making like 5 to 8K out of that 100K, all costs considered, right? So that's why I highly recommend TikTok Shop, because it's actually possible to make 100K profit with as little skill as possible. For example, the way how I made 200K profit with TikTok Shop is all through making content. I don't have to personally source and fulfill these orders. I don't have to find my own warehouse and manufacture. Like, there's so much that goes into running an actual business. All I have to do is make content literally with my iPhone for like 1 to 2 minutes, post it, and then go on with my day. Like, if you guys knew the video that went viral with 40 million views, like, people always ask me this during my consulting calls, and I tell them the truth. When I made that viral video, I was literally walking my dog, and I was like, I haven't uploaded today. Let me go pull out my iPhone and make a TikTok video. Next thing you know, tomorrow it just goes stupid viral. Literally everybody in my hometown has seen that video. That's the power of TikTok. TikTok literally doesn't care how many followers you have. You can have 0, you can have 1,000, you can have 100,000. It literally doesn't matter. All that matters with TikTok for you to make money is to make content that people actually want to watch. You also need to craft a great story that actually converts. That's how you get the sales. That's how you get paid with the commissions. So if it wasn't already obvious enough, this video is not for people that are looking to sell their own products on TikTok Shop. That's for brand owners. I'm telling you guys right now, if this is your first time making money on the internet, do not even bother. You're not gonna have the capital to support that. Also won't have the skills necessary to keep scaling. And before you can actually make 100K profit as a brand seller on TikTok Shop, that's not gonna be until like a couple months to possibly years later down the line, because you're gonna have to keep reinvesting back into the business, such as buying more inventory, hiring more creators, or working on the branding, making it look better, making it look more professional, etc. Now we're going to be talking about how do you actually get accounts for TikTok Shop as an affiliate creator. Now, usually there's 3 main ways. The first one is the free method, where you just post organic content on the For You page. You can post videos of your dog, ASMR content, or stream highlights, etc. It really doesn't matter. Ideally, you just post highly engaging content that makes people want to follow you. That's my favorite way. That's the organic method. But if you don't have the skill, it takes longer. Alternatively, you can do the exact same thing, except this time you're running ads on it. If you guys want to do that, I'm going to leave a guide down in the description down below. It should say like 5K follower account guide, something like that. I just decided to create a full PDF explaining everything, because to add all of that in this video, it's just gonna make everything 10 times longer. And then finally, one of the most favorite method is to just buy TikTok Shop accounts. Now, I will say this is a bit expensive. It can usually run you anywhere from like $350 to up to $500 now. And on top of that, sometimes these accounts can get banned instantly. So although you can have an account up and running relatively quick, you do have that added layer of risk where you don't know if this account is going to be banned or not, and if you're actually buying from a trusted seller, because sometimes they tend to bot accounts, which is why I don't personally like buying accounts myself. Alternatively, you guys can run ads on your accounts to get to 5K followers to sell on TikTok Shop as an affiliate creator. Usually it's like around 120 to 150. It really depends, but it's a lot less than buying accounts. If you guys want to know my personal favorite, it's free, and it's to literally just post organic content and learn how to make viral content that people actually want to follow for. Like I said, this method will take a lot longer, but if you get better at it, it also teaches you how to grow pages organically And it also teaches you how to just go viral in general, like highly engaging content. Now, moving on, the fourth one, this is how do you actually find a winning product? Now, my previous video talked about this. I broke this down in like 8 separate steps. But to put it simply, if you're a complete beginner, I highly recommend just picking products that you actually use and actually like. The reason is because if you're picking products that you actually like and use yourself, you would know about all the benefits of this product more than anybody else. And that's really important because when you're promoting products on TikTok Shop, if you're not confident with the products that you're talking about, you don't have any conviction in your words, then people are going to be able to tell that, oh, this person's lying. They don't actually trust this product and the energy is going to be off. And I've seen so many videos like that throughout my consulting calls. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you don't like, for example, Goli Ashwagandha or Neurogum, if you don't like any of these products, don't make content on it. Find something else that you actually do feel passionate about. Like, I just find it hard to believe that nobody else actually uses products that they use on a day-to-day basis. Like, literally go in your bathroom, check and see if your favorite toothbrush is on TikTok Shop, and if it is, start making content on it. Talk about how it gave you a brighter smile and how that brighter smile makes you walk in rooms with more confidence, something like that. Just pick something that you actually feel passionate about. Like, honestly, you know what? You don't even have to be passionate about it. Literally just pick something that you use. So for example, I love Korean sunscreen. So if I was a complete beginner, I will make videos on Korean sunscreen because since I use this product every single day, I would know about the benefits. Why this over like American sunscreen, right? Well, Korean sunscreen, unlike American sunscreen, they have updated filters, so I'm actually getting more protection from the sun and its UV radiation and stuff like that. So that's why ideally you want to pick products that you actually do use because in essence, you become the transformation. Like, you're literally the transformation if you're using this product. So it's like a no-brainer to just promote products that you already use. I've talked more about this on my previous video. I'm going to link it in the description down below or like on the card on the top right corner of the screen, either one. Now moving on to the next one, content styles. Now when it comes to content styles, there's many ways to go about this, but what's really important is just find something that works for you. Because for example, if we want to go down the whole rabbit hole of content styles, for example, now one of the most popular content styles on TikTok Shop is talking head, where essentially you're just talking directly in front of your iPhone, like you're on FaceTime, right? Now the thing with the talking head content style, it branches off to like so many different other content styles. So you have problem solution. I mean, problem solution itself can like branch off to multiple things, right? It can be conspiracy green screen. You have POVs or character skits, or for example, testimonial, transformation, personal story, educational content style, etc. It really doesn't matter. Ideally, when you actually pick products that you do use on a day-to-day basis and you can confidently speak about its benefits, you can just try educating the viewer, like, this is why this product is better than that product. For example, your transformation. You can talk about how my life changed ever since I started using this product. It's literally that simple. That's why I started with finding the right product first before stressing about content styles, because again, if you guys pick the wrong products, it really doesn't matter. If you don't have that conviction in your words, people are not going to buy. So before you stress out about, do I need to learn how to do skits or get better at storytelling, or like how do I do green screen and stitching videos and authority clips, etc., pick the right product. Start with products that you already use. And then lastly, I have a bonus for you guys, starting with the first one, transformation selling. So going back to my fourth point earlier, this is why you want to start with products that you already use, because if you actually saw a difference when using this product, obviously you're going to keep buying it. Otherwise, if it didn't work, why would you keep buying it, right? So if it did work, then that's awesome, because then you can actually show and prove to people, this is the transformation that I experienced ever since I started using this product. I actually talked about this a lot on my previous videos. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure you check out the video that I posted on how I made 33K profit while on vacation. Literally went over that entire thing there. Next, creating good stories. So once you get used to making TikTok Shop videos where essentially you're literally just talking on your iPhone like you're on FaceTime, right? The next key step is learning how to create great stories. Now, this video would be too long if I went on a whole rabbit hole on like how to get better and how to master storytelling. Once you figure out how to actually do transformation selling, and I even have a whole framework for that, which I also explained on one of my older videos, that's probably something I would highly recommend you guys start working on next, is just becoming a better storyteller. Because I'm telling you guys, once you get better at storytelling, it literally doesn't matter what even product you're using, because now you essentially explore new territory. So for example, there's this thing I like to call character model fit, where you don't essentially have to like the product or feel passionate about the product, but because you got better with storytelling, essentially you know how to copy people and model after the ideal character market fit. If you guys want to learn more about that, I'll talk about it in a future video because that can be its own separate thing. And then lastly, the one key thing I want to talk about as well when it comes to being a TikTok shop affiliate creator is knowing your unfair advantages, because this is something that can take you from being stuck at 30 to 40K a month to suddenly jumping to 100K a month. Because I remember there was this one point where I was plateauing at around 30, 40K. And it wasn't until I was talking to someone and I realized that my insecurity was actually something that people desired. And that became my unfair advantage. And because I knew why I was using this product and I knew myself, I was able to create a new angle in this market that essentially nobody else can copy. So I didn't have to run into issues like inventory running out when videos are going viral. So now I have to compete with other creators for commissions, etc. By understanding your own unfair advantage, you can leverage it so much. Again, you create an entirely new angle that can take you to that 6-figure profit month. If you guys want in all of the secret sauce before everybody else, like people on here on YouTube, then make sure you guys click on that first link in the description.